Cool, when you're ready.
Okay, so just a quick PowerPoint on the expedition that we done a couple of weeks ago. Okay, so the team going from left to right, it's John, me, group photo, Becky, and then Sam.
Alright, so the route plan we're going to take, this plan is really easy because there's lots of resources to use. So we have to consider campsites, hazards, getting off and on, and getting the shuttle considerations right, so it's parking in the right places. The plans were constructed using the books and online resources. Now this is the amount of stuff I had for the Spade trip and River Tay, which was our backup. So the initial plan was to go from Abbeybourne to Garton Bridge on the Monday night, and then to Dalgate, then to Craigmeach, and then to Braywater, and then to Spade Bay to finish, topping out at about 97k. The plan resources were abundant. This is a PDF that shows all the campsites we could have stayed on and where they all are. Now, this next website called PowerPoint was great when you were planning because it showed you like the river features. So this one here is Sam's favourite washing machine, and it showed us where it was on the map, and then it gave us a clue because it's all written by paddlers, so it gave us a clue what was there. So it's one of the most famous rapids on the Spey, considering a grade 3 ramp between the single banks with long bouncy wave train. So you know it's written by people that have powered it, and it's also updated regularly. This one was updated in 2012. So plans changed. We had to incorporate another group. And we had to incorporate another group quickly. So within that 1 week, we had to replan everything and redo all the logistics. And so all those files never got used. So this is the new plan. We sacked off Monday because it was a long drive. And we shortened the route to 67k. So this also changed our finishing date because Falconers to Spade Bay is tidal dependent, and we would have been paddling against the tide. We didn't want to do that because it would have tied us out at the end of the day. So we clipped it at both ends.
Yeah, so when we were going to campsites, we made sure we could access them, so check and make sure we get the boats on, making sure no one was going to steal them, and making sure when we pitched up tents it wasn't blocking anyone's view or wasn't around any people. The only problem probably with the campsites is we didn't really check if it was a site of interest. So on the second day we got told to move by a fisherman. We didn't double check the area properly, even though it was all pitched up. We also made sure the campsites were acceptable to paddle distance, so we didn't want to go too far. So we just catered for the group because I know I can't paddle as good as what the lads can paddle, so I get tired pretty quick. So to accommodate that, we made sure they were all easy for me to get to, making sure I could get out pretty easy.
So, just break down the campsites. On the Monday, originally, we were going to stay down here at the starting point, stay on the field, just over the other side of the train track. Then we had to change that from our original plan to accommodate the other group as well. So then we were, the map's been moved. We were going to stay up top by the bridge, as a little, where this road comes down. There is a there's a lay-by with a really flat grassed area and a little beach that we could launch from, and it's not a long walk to Craigtown. Upon arrival, we noticed that it was really busy with locals as well. So what we decided to do was just take a walk down the road and try and find somewhere a little bit more discreet. And then we found a car park just about a k down the road, and we stayed there instead. No, sorry. Just play the video as well, just to see what the campsite looked like. So this is the this is the Tuesday morning when we wake up. Everyone else was probably still in the tents by then.
You and John didn't get up early by any chance.
This is about 6 o'clock?
Yeah, it was about 6 because the oyster catchers were chirping up and down, so I just...
we had found ourselves just spread down the bank next to the screen. On the Tuesday, again, we had to change. Yeah, we're going to have a video on this one. So, because the distance changed, so did our campsites. So, we were meant to stay at the Spey Bridge, Adley Bridge, sorry. So then we moved down to Abbey Bridge, but we missed that eddy to get out because not all the team knew that that's where we were getting out. And then when we stopped further down, one of our lads was there, John, we were checking it out, and it actually turned out we wouldn't have had enough room, not just for our group, but for the other group as well. So we decided to move further down to point 2, which would have been on one of the islands further down here. With that, we pitched up at 3 o'clock, and then at 5, one of the fishermen came over and said, "You can't stay there, it's a triple SI, we need to move." So we just said, "Yeah, we'll move as soon as we get moved on." So then we asked him where we'd stay, and he said, "Boat of Black." Was it Boat of Black?
Yeah.
Boat of Black, yeah. Further down, about 4 miles down, 6k-ish. But that was after our, that would have been after washing machine rapids, and we didn't want to run that in the dark. So we cut it short, and we stayed about half a kilometre away from where the washing machine starts, just in a little dip. And that would have been just up here, yeah. And then there's another video.
This is the first campsite that we all pitched out, just past Abbey Bridge. So that's where all our tents were. And we turn around in a second, you'll see the fisherman's hut was just there. So this whole island that we were on could have been the triple SI that we were just chatting about. Moving on.
Yeah. Okay, and then on the Wednesday night, we again plans changed because the distance that we covered, the campsites were just weren't going to happen that we had planned. So we had planned to stay in Charleston, just down here, and we actually stopped there for our break in the day. So there's no way we were going to stay there. And also while we were there, it was also a great access point. It was super popular for fishermen, families, dog walkers, and there was no way we could stay there. So we just spent about an hour there as a rest. Then we moved to the designated camping site, just past the, just before it's called now, Trigger Street. We jump out, tied the boats up, and then walk 300 yards to the campsite. We found ourselves a little pub with a guy called Joe. Stayed there for the evening, staying warm and actually trying some of the kit out as well. So some people had
tried some of the local whiskies.
Yes, and tried some of the local whiskies. And then just a photo with a little pub on the side. First day campsite, again, because we had shortened the distance, we did the last 2 days in one, going from down the bottom, previous campsite, going straight to the finish at Focker's. We got to Focker's about 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock ourselves, the group was about 2 to half 2. So we packed up, dried some kit off there while the tutors yourselves went off to get the minibuses. And then we drove back down to our original campsite, Grattan-on-Spey, to stay there, and then we went back up into Grattan-on-Spey for pub dinner.
Okay, so food. Originally we planned out to eat on the first night we got there. We didn't really want to cook on the first night, so we ended up going into Grantown for a pub lunch. But these were the meals that we planned out. So for the dinners, we had peanut butter and jam rolls. It was up to the group if they wanted both or just peanut butter or jam. Then the other meal was tomato and basil pasta with smoked pork sausage. Then another night, jack potato with beans. And then the final night we were supposed to have corned beef mash, but because where the campsites were, we were quite close to towns and villages, so we ended up being out for most of the nights. So all the numbers are per person, I divided them all down by 4. These are just a few pictures. So Monday night and Thursday night we ended up eating in Craig's Bar. And then on the Tuesday night we ended up cooking our own food. And then on the Wednesday night, because we stayed at Joe's, we ate in Avalon and just had a chili.
Alright, so reflecting back on the route plan, it was a great planning exercise because it showed us that things can change really quickly and that you need time to be able to reflect on your plan after you've made your plan instead of going, this is the plan, it's going next week. You need that buffer zone to be able to basically call yourself out and say that was not a great idea, let's do this instead. But as we went through, it was great because it gave us a really good opportunity to think what will we need, what resources are going to be there. And I enjoyed paddling this bay because it was a classic river. And if I was to plan it again, I would definitely go for a longer distance. I would make sure that every campsite we stopped at, we wouldn't get moved on. I would also like to paddle it in different conditions. So the Cairngorm Mountains were a lovely place to be, and if it was snowing or it was height of the Scottish summer, then it would be, I think it would be a lovely environment to just spend more time in.
Kayaks could be good as well. Just like kayaks.
Yeah, a different craft would have also changed the expedition exponentially.
So the campsite reflection as well. What we could have really done was there's a lot more planning in where we were going to stay, and just find out all the individual campsites that we could have stayed at and mark them out on the map so we could go, right, we can just change to this one, or we can backtrack a little bit. Also just ensure the access for them as well, as on the first one, the original one, we couldn't get down to where we wanted to stay in that farm, at that field, because it was looking on Google Maps, it turned out that it was locked by a gate. And not just that, it's not just us on the river, we've got to think about our transport as well and the logistics, so it's alright we can get our canoe there on the river, but can we get the boat and the minibus and the trailer and the other van as well. And also the size of the campsite, as we said, the one by Asbury Bridge wasn't big enough to pitch up, 11 people altogether in the individual tents, wouldn't have had enough size. And then we also need to take account of the speed of the water, so we know roughly where we're going to end up each day. That's just something we didn't encounter or didn't consider.
Okay, so if I just go back to the board that I made sure that our intake per day was really good, so we had enough energy to last us through the nights and the days. Because we were doing so much work, I didn't want us just eating out of the oil in the bag foods. I wanted to get some decent food in. So just by choosing foods with loads of carbs and energy and protein, meant that we weren't losing too much, we were actually keeping our levels pretty similar. That's out every day, like I said before. Because we chose to do.
Did you not cook anything at all on?
We did on
the Wednesday.
No, we ate in the chippy.
And that I was at like 2 o'clock.
No. So we'd said this, we want to go and cook, and everyone was fine as if we're not hungry. We still got stuff anyway, so we stayed in the bar where it was warm. Nobody didn't really want to go. If we did decide if you want food, then we'll go and cook as a team, but nobody really wanted to. And then when we went back to the tent, people just grabbed a few nibbles.
I can't believe you didn't eat anything that evening.
I had pasta and a bottle
Yeah.
bag.
There we go. So Becky was obviously hungry and she ate ourselves. We were fine. There was stuff behind the bar back at the kiss. Joe put on, kept anything back at the kiss.
I did it.
Yeah.
So about 5 or 10 bags of crisps.
So that's where we just kept everyone, because we were talking and drinking, we were all fine, but obviously we were all considerate of each other who needed food and stuff as well. So we made sure the next morning that everyone had ate.
I made sure the next morning I got a hot chocolate as well because the morale wasn't great. So I woke up at about 7 and screamed out if anyone wanted a hot chocolate, and I told them to shut up and go back to sleep. And I did it again about 9 and got a more favourable response then.
The only thing I didn't check when picking the food was the weather. So I think one of the nights we wanted to do jack potatoes, which meant making a fire.
That's what I was going to ask that question.
The site we chose and we got moved on from, that would have been a perfect site to cook it. We were actually about to cook the food, but we got told to move on. So we had to scrap that, and then the rest of the night it was just too wet. But I think next time we do it, if we do it again, we'll just go for individual meals.
Definitely,
So
we're all
everyone
agreed on that one.
just take their own stuff next time, it'll be less hassle.
Looking back at food, like having a plan is really important, mainly because it spreads it out throughout the week. So you could quite happily go to the shop and buy loads of stuff, but you didn't have that plan to kind of back you up. So you need an individual plan for yourself. So the food plan itself was like amazing. It was really well planned out. It was just the ways of cooking. They just kind of let us down in the end, but it was still a good plan.
I only planned to do like what to eat for lunch and evening meals as well, just sense where you know, set meals next to each one like.
Bonus about being in canoes is that you're not
Taking
so much more.
so much more.
Yeah, we did consider taking a big burner and one of the 5 kilogram gas things. what they told me. It was a dumb idea.
Yeah,
So I did it.
at the end as well, when we came to Fokovich, and obviously we had agreed that we were going back down to Grattan, down to Grattan, and with our pie
feast.
Yeah, when we got back, we just had any spare food. We had peanut butter and jam, bombs. We had some of them. We just cut up some sausage that was
The
left
rest of
over,
the sausage.
and then we dished out some of the food to take home with us as well, so not got wasted.
Any questions?
What would you have done if, so it's kind of two, so you obviously planned out for the campsite. How come you didn't take a PDF with all the good
Alright,
references
so
of the campsites on?
Before that week, I was incredibly ill, and I came in straight from hospital, so I couldn't bring any resources with me. That's why I didn't have a PDF or have anything. It was just what we could find on the day, and I did look for it that Wednesday and just couldn't find it. So we just we used the Spade guidebook, and there were some rough campsites on that. So we kind of thought they'd be okay, but it turned out they weren't. So
I think one of the biggest ones from my observations is that it's just about being discreet in the way that you do, because I reckon you could have got away with staying on that island
If we stayed further back.
Because obviously we were who we were as a group, but you've got massive big balloon canoes, so you're going to be
This is something
spotted.
we had talked
So like
about.
when we carried on that night, and then got to the next campsite. Yeah, but we just got everything open away from the riverbanks and kind of worked it in a different.
We thought we'd done washing machine, but then washing machine.
We had talked about when we got to that campsite before we got moved, is can we set ourselves further back, and we went through and the ground underneath was terrible. It was either it was boggy or it was just covered in holes, and it was like the only reasonable place to stay would be on the side, so that's where we decided to pitch.
the way that island worked was it was more of a shelf, so it retained water on the right, and it just dropped down to a small channel. So if you went too far right, it just became like a bog with a small pond in the middle. So it was that ledge that we were on was pretty much the only rocky bit that drained, so it's the only place we could stay. I mean, if we could have taken the boats up and just put them somewhere else, but our tent would have had to stay over there, so probably still would do.
What would be the? I don't know. You got approached by a group of clients to take them up. What would be your main thoughts now then?
Campsites. Make sure the campsites are sorted and how we cook the food. So going back to the campsites one is have that list. So we knew what speed we were going. We didn't basically no paddling, and we were already going 2k. We were going 6k an hour practically in parts. So if we wanted somewhere that was just a leisurely float down, we'd consider the campsite to be staying at. We'd aim for that Abbey Bridge if we had a smaller group. It was just ourselves that were staying in that place at Abbey Bridge.
I reckon we'd have potentially got moved on from there as well.
Then we could have just made sure that we have all these campsites just in case something does come up. So if you've got a group of clients that may not have the best control of their boats, if they missed that edge, like we tried to get back up there, and it was just the water that was coming through, so it was more like a funnel. It was just pushing it was really high force water, so having those campsites just marked on your map, right, okay, we missed Abbey Bridge, the next one's this one.
Or even just having the PDF that John had, so when you laminate your maps on one side with the PDF with all the grid references and everything like that. So things like that would be on my list of things.
My other major consideration would be with client groups would be like how much water they take. Because I know you went to a shop, didn't you? You bought a massive thing of water and spit it out and just put it in a barrel.
I'm saying equipment as well.
I went through it like that. The
Or
water.
double checking equipment from sales point of view, don't point out anything, but it's live on.
Well, yeah,
So
that's
it's
it. As a team, we'd be going around and checking. If it was a client thing, you'd be checking their kit, make sure it's all dry. Like there was a few times as well. I'd pointed out to Sarah herself, so just make sure you do that dry bag.
It wasn't even that. Like in terms of weather conditions for that time of year, weather was
You looked out on the weather, you really did.
really lucky. It was only that Wednesday when it was a bit grim. It rained all night, didn't it? Night
There was
before,
some
and pretty much all day.
merging right over Scotland, so we dodged the bullet with the weather, just getting drizzling on the
But
Wednesday.
we were lucky as well because I think obviously not knowing 100% from your original plan, but the campsites again is something you discussed in detail. but the two that you'd ended up picking, so the one up for the Thursday night and then the one for the Wednesday night. So where we ended up going to that one, the one you'd originally picked in
Charleston.
in Charleston, yeah. When we drove in, it was quite interesting because we drove in to do the shuttle and we went, good luck staying here. So then that's when that night we got used to as well, figured out that there's other campsites out there. But I think that to me, and I think you've all said it, and so obviously it's pretty clear that you've learnt from it, but making sure, because there is loads of resources out there, but you just assume that, and I was the same, quite naively.
You can just camp anywhere.
Yeah. But you don't realise. I didn't realise how well populated and well kept that river actually is.
Yeah.
It's a massive fishing river, like huge.
I remember paddling from Craig to Fock.
Yeah.
It was like going through the Devil's Den.
Yeah.
Fisherman and the guy with the shotgun. It was a big wave.
Yeah.
And like, you alright, mate? And he just kept going.
Well, yeah, and that was notable by the number of fishermen that we've seen, and that wasn't even high season for fishing, as Joe said in the pub. He said it starts in May, and then you can start keeping them.
That's where we should have really used these resources a bit better, because behind Becky here there's a little campsite spot, and then there's one right next to the washing machine, right on the rapid pretty much, and there's one right after the washing machine as well.
It's probably not far off where we ended up staying.
Yeah, it's River Right pretty much on it.
Yeah.
So do you know where all those cow tracks were?
Yeah.
It'd be there, the things, and then there's none near Charleston or Avalon, but there's a couple where we actually stayed.
Yeah. And that information was by looking at the Speyside Way, the actual walk itself, the national trail.
Not just going off the one.
That was information on there as well.
Going not just off the guide, but off that website and the Speyside Way as well. Just double checking and getting solid answers.
Or even potentially planning it into your journey so that you get a shuttle to a campsite. So if you were paying, obviously we did it by keeping costs down, but if you had paying clients and you wanted them facilities, then yeah.
So this one, there was a campsite, a proper actual campsite up here.
Yeah.
Where we'd have had to shuttle up to the campsite, and then in the morning it would have been a drive down.
Yeah.
So we just decided that with the Scottish, wild camping, we could just pitch up anywhere, but it didn't kind of turn out that way, but it all worked out in the end. So it's something we really learned from.
Cool. Do it again. Would you do it again?
Want the presentation?
No, the trail.
Yeah,
definitely.
So do it again.
There's
Is it-
stuff like
I'd
that.
like to explore some of the classic routes.
I was going to say, is it kind of giving you a good insight into the planning on a multi-day, and not even just the planning, but the kind of the psychological factors of doing a multi-day Exped?
Oh, I found quite a few days that I just hit a low, and I'm like, why would I hit a low? I just feel like crap.
If we did it solo, it would be a nightmare, because we were a good group of mates, and we were like, it was
Good job, spotters.
good mind. So it was because of the continuous conversation we had, even the making fun, the jokes.
Let's go boarding.
Because of that, we were able to keep our spirits high over the time, but some of the times you just have to get your head down, especially on the last day when the wind was against us, and it was just a slog to follow. It was really,
Cool. Good work.
What was that noise?